Right from the start, I'm going to say that today's video is going to be a bit longer. Why? Well, first of all, we have here this Sapphire Radeon RX 7900 XT Pulse, which is quite interesting to have finally on the channel and to test it out. The benchmarks will include 18 games in 1080p, 1440p and 2160p on ultra details DirectX 12, and you have some new games, you have some older games, and they are all without ray tracing. Why did I want to exclude that? I wanted to give you guys a clear picture of the FPS that this GPU can achieve without even Radeon Super Resolution, image sharpening, anti-lag and chill. So basically I skipped all of that, all of the additional possibilities and everything that you can use in terms of grabbing the ray tracing, in terms of getting better reflections and all the other stuff that ray tracing gives you, lowering down the FPS. And then you have to include other Radeon features to pump up the FPS to get it sort of leveled up, I would say. But this is all, let's say, naked work from the GPU in terms of those 18 games that are going to be benchmarked. But before we go into those and basically the interesting part, I do have to mention some specifications and the design. Now, when we're talking about the design, you can clearly see it here in this build. We have a nice black with dash of red color scheme going throughout, no RGB, just clean and simple GPU with triple fan configuration. It uses two 8-pin cables from your power supply, so there's no new set of cables needed for these kind of GPUs, but you already know that. The minimum power supply requirement is 750 watts, which is quite outstanding as well, so this doesn't bring you to the situation that you need to buy a new power supply. Now, when we're talking about some synthetic benchmarks and what I encountered in synthetic benchmarks, the temperature were going around, I would say, average 64 degrees Celsius, which is quite alright, and these three fans really do cool the GPU quite nicely. And this was done in AIDA 64 Extreme Edition system stability test, which ran quite nicely, and I do have to say the thermals were really outstanding. Then let's go with some other synthetic benchmarking. 3D Mark in TimeSpy with the AMD Ryzen 5 7600X, and before you say anything, this GPU will be additionally tested with 7900X3D, and it's going to be compared with 4070 Ti. So there's going to be additional videos based for this GPU in comparison with the RTX 4070 Ti, and separated video just for this combination in terms of 7900X3D. So you'll have loads of content and loads of possibilities to check the FPS with all of those combination of configuration. Now, 3D Mark TimeSpy with this CPU that I currently mentioned, so AMD Ryzen 5 7600X, scored 20,500 points, with GPU score going up to 25,614 points. GPU Test 1 scored 168.82 FPS, and Test 2 scored 145.42 FPS. The thermals were here in 3D Mark going from 61 to 68 degrees Celsius, which is still quite alright. Now, PCMark 10, here we go. This was a quite longer test. Average temperature was 61 actually in these terms. The altogether score was 9663. Essentials 12,743, app startup score 18,793. Now in this spreadsheet you can actually see everything else from productivity, digital content creation, and everything else that you need to know about 3D Mark 10 and this Sapphire RX 7900 XT Pulse. Also some other specifications which you can basically find online on their website. We have 20 gigabytes of DDR6 memory, stream processors 5376, RDNA 3 architecture, and 84 ray accelerators. It has 2 HDMI and 2 display ports. It can really game on 4K and even above on some games, which you'll see in the benchmarks. The GPU is mounted on high density 14 layer 2 ounce copper and high TG PCB. With these three fans we have angular velocity fan blades which provide double layer of downward air pressure. In the box you get anti-GPU sag bracket or as they call it graphic card supporter, which is bundled inside the case, and that's really nice to have. Now of course there are loads of features that you could check out on their website and go into details, so I don't read up all of them and bore you up with those details. You can check that out on their official website with more specifications about that part and about the GPU. Now let's dive into gaming with Sapphire Radeon RX 7900 XT Pulse paired up with AMD Ryzen 5 7600X. You'll have 18 games to watch, all the FPS, average FPS, 1% low, 0.1% low, thermals and all the other stuff. So guys, for the next half hour, enjoy.
Whoever engineered Rhino's escape and sent him careening through my studio right in the middle of recording my charity Christmas special. Think of the children. And think of me. Because J. Jonah Jameson refuses to be silenced. So in my tireless mission to bring you just the facts, I'm holding my nose. Broadcasting.
Taken quite a shine to you. Has she? That's nice to hear. I'm still surprised that a professor would entrust me with anything, given my detention record. Spend a lot of time in detention, just enough to keep you well-rounded. Speaking of detention, this trip to Hogsmeade might have saved me from one. Glad.
You're not him. Pity down.
UAV available for tasking.
They're late. Nine bangs up. nicely handled it. She's never shy about collateral damage. Don't think so. The house is registered to a non-existing environmental NGO. Excuse me, my identity. Computer. See if you can't access it. Encrypted. Assuming there's a key, Reynard wouldn't just leave it lying around. Wait, according to the floor plan, the room should be a lot bigger. There might be a concealed space behind the wall. Check for hidden paths. Hurry. I'm detecting movement up the road. Motorcade, possibly Reynard's.
Uploading the data.
Hold on. Receiving it now. Nothing on the shadow client or the other cells. No names, no aliases. I doubt she even knows who she...
what I have to trade. Everything is for sale.
There it is again. A welcome message.
brought you back for a reason, Guardian. You're a warlock. Your curiosity is as dangerous as any weapon. So trust your instincts, and we'll find a way home. Fallen scavengers, alien pirates picking up humanity's remains. Speaking of pirates, there's a loot cache. Let's take what's inside.